What up, Dauber? G-Man, I got something to tell you. I'm gonna wait for some more people to get on. I'm gonna wait till about 50 people get on. I got something to tell you. You're gonna be super bummed out. Like always, my growler at home is filled with the same thing. Water. All right, bam, we got 50. All right, guys. This one's the G-Man. Oh, what's up from Korea? So I have to apologize. I got to apologize. I'm sorry. I was just in Texas. Explains the hat. I was just in Texas, and I could not visit all you guys. I was there for a conference, and it took up all of my time. I was really close to Austin, right outside of Austin at this resort for a conference, and was able to see nobody unless you were at that resort. I'm actually from Texas, but I got this hat at the airport, so I'm kind of bummed out. That I went to Texas. I didn't get to see any of you guys from Texas. It kind of bums me out, but that's just kind of how it is. But I overcame my fear of flying and really had a good time. Yo, from the 215. I don't know what that means. Peach Bottom, PA. Yo, you from Peach Bottom? Come to Cali. I have never been to California. Oh man, would love to have you. Oh, you bet 3 hours north of Austin? G-Man. From Canada, from Vegas. Why did you buy a terrible redneck chopper? Do you think someone will actually buy it? It's already sold, man. It's already gone. I hate to disappoint you, but that chopper is already gone. Philly 215, represent. We're 717 over here. 610 on the cell phones, though. From Maine, Tennessee, Quebec, Canada. Hi from Charleston. All right, listen. All right, you guys are all from awesome places. You guys are all from the greatest places out there. Let's hear. Went to undergrad at E-Town. Oh, cool. We're real close to E-Town. Send me a Harley street light, of course. Why not? All right, let's hear the questions. Let's get some questions. Can I ride on a leaky rear shock? Yes, who cares? Leaky rear shock is fine. You ride on a front. All right. This is my growler. I keep it at home. This is what I keep. I keep my water in this. I'm newer here. Where are you guys from? I am from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Inspirational saying first. Let's hear. Okay, what's an inspiration? Have you guys sent bikes overseas? Yes, we have sent bikes overseas. We've never sent to New Zealand. We've sent to Germany, Spain, Italy, Virgin Islands, some other places. We can. If you're interested, we can definitely do that. You buy mini motorcycles and sell them. I'm not, like, what? What's a mini motorcycle? Can you ride them on the street? Would you donate a bike to a veteran that can afford a bike? We do do the giveaway bikes. I feel like if I say yes, I open up that window to a lot of veterans that can't afford bikes. What are your thoughts on the V-Star 650 as a first bike? Okay, if you've seen any of my videos, you would know that I think it's a great first bike. Love it as a first bike. They're inexpensive, they're fun, they're great. I think it's a great option, especially for bigger guys. Absolute favorite muscle cruiser. Ooh. It just changes, but I mean, the M109 is a great bike. I also love the Stratoliner and the Roadliner, but when it comes down to it, with just full-blown rideability, it's really hard to beat the VTX 1800. Just love the VTX 1800. Oh, cool, man. I just did a video with the T100. I love that bike. It was tons of fun. Caleb's been riding it every night. He loves it too. They're such great bikes. Bought a CX 650C because of your GL. Oh, cool, man. That GL 500 was a sweet bike. I still have it. Intermediate rider here is a Hayabusa, good fit. Always rode cruisers, never had a sport bike. How intermediate are you? If you've been riding for a little while and you can handle the power and you've got the mechanics, get whatever bike you want. I tell beginner bikes. Beginner riders don't do that. But if you've been riding and you understand the mechanics, get whatever bike you want. Hayabusas are great bikes. Tons of fun. Can't wait to get on Diavol. Diavols are great bikes. Really enjoyed the Diavol. Do you do long distance trades? We have not done too many long distance trades. It is possible. Kind of a hassle. I've not ridden the Diavol X yet. Do you like the look of the new Harley FXD? Is it FXDR or FXRS? I think it's FXRS. Because FXD would be a Dyna. Maybe I'm wrong. But yes, I do. I think it is a cool looking bike. Hit me offline about the veteran bike. Sean, I'm thinking about buying a V-Star 1100. What are your thoughts on being the first bike? Yeah, it's a good first bike. V-Star 1100 is a good first bike. Just keep an eye for the starter clutch. When you press that starter, it should be a continuous cranking and not just like a, and something something weird. If it is, it's going to be about $800 to fix that. Still great bikes. The new SV650, like the Gladius, I don't know. I got to look it up. I'm not sure if I knew there was a new SV650. Best bike for hauling 550 pounds with passenger and rider. Most of those bikes will do that. Just get something that you can upgrade the suspension. You probably need to upgrade the suspension to carry that weight. Just got an Una Vulcan, a lot of bike. Oh, Valkyrie. Ooh, love the Valkyrie. Love the Valkyrie. I just got my dad, a couple months ago, I got my dad a 99, 98 Valkyrie. Valkyrie Roadster. He really likes it. I like it too. It's got mad miles on, like 80,000 miles. If you like some of the best twisties, then Wales UK is the place to be. Is Wales UK really going to be better than the Tail of the Dragon? I started on an older beater and slowly worked my way up to an Aprilia and love it. FXD, I guess I was wrong. FXDR. Have you ever ridden the Kawasaki with 200 horsepower? You would be speaking of the Kawasaki H2, and I have not. I've had two chances. I almost bought two different ones at two different times, and I never got a chance to get one. I would love to ride one. I can't wait to do it. Gun show. Yeah, so the 114 is a great motor. That I know you're talking about the FXDR. I don't know why that's weird that they call it that, but just because the FXD was a Dyna and they stopped making the Dyna. But I did say that they're gonna bring it back, didn't I? You remember I said that? Loving my bike and Raider combo. One for each style mood. Got a VTX 1500, like it, but about 80 to 90 is that. Right about 80 to 90. No, it's all about the. Nah, you can wind those bikes out. They got plenty. 88 VT 1100. There's a year of the VT 1100. It might be 87, 88 that I personally had a lot of issues with. You might have it. It might be a great bike for you, but I've got like 3 or 4 of them. They all had problems. So I would just keep an eye on that. And if it is the one I'm thinking of, they only made that bike for 2 years. That specific generation was a 2-year bike, 87 or 88. And they just had issues with them. I might be wrong with the year, but I've had a bunch of issues with mine personally, with the ones I've had. Yes, do the Tail of Dragon well on the weekdays. Handling is cheap and easy. All right, hold up, guys. Hold up, my kids are kicking the door down. What? What? I'm back. Have you seen the 2-wheel front end Harley-Davidson? No, I have not. That sounds awesome. I would like to look it up right now on my phone. I should be writing stuff down. What are your thoughts on 2017 Street Glide former police bike? And I might have that from you again. Hold on. Get it? Police bike sounds cool. Let's make a deal on T100. I'm in Oklahoma. How much to ship? $600 to ship to Oklahoma. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna trade that bike. I thought that chopper test drive was fun too. I'm getting a lot of views on it. Guy offering me an 09 Shadow 750 for $2,600. Deal or no deal? That ain't bad. It's a pretty good deal. I'd say it's a pretty good deal. I'd go with it. You rocking a beer on a Tuesday night? Attaboy. This is where I keep my water in. I keep my water in my growler. Where's the smoke alarm? Oh yeah, no, it's somewhere else. We have another one somewhere else. At one point, they all kind of started chirping on me, so I moved them all. Cheers from Austin, Texas. Yo, I was just in Austin, Texas. Like this past weekend. I should have seen you. Are BMWs more reliable than Hondas? I wouldn't say they're more reliable. They are reliable. But just, I have no basis, no numbers to say this, but I would say Honda's more reliable. But I love BMW. Hey, thanks, David. Ooh, you got a 17 Indian Roadmaster. That's super cool. Saludos from Miami. You know what I think of when I think of Miami? One of my favorite TV shows, Dexter. Dexter's from it. You know Dexter? He's from Miami. He's on Miami Vice. All right, guys. Questions. What you got? I'm here. I can answer your questions. Oh, what's up, man? 2011 Road Glide. That was the that awesome looking blue Road Glide from Shreveport. How you doing? I'm glad you're loving that bike. Would you ever buy a salvage motorcycle? I would. Yeah, personally I would, but it's got to be cheap. Let me switch this. I would absolutely buy. Oh, I can't switch it. Yes, I would buy a salvage motorcycle. It's got to be cheap. It's got to be really, like, way cheaper than... It's got to be so cheap that it makes sense to buy a salvage bike. Now, you just do a little more due diligence, look at it a little bit closer, maybe ride it. But you can get a pretty good deal on a salvage bike, but it's going to be harder for you to sell. And that's why you got to buy it super cheap. For salvage bikes, if you're trying to find a specific bike, will you keep an eye out for me? We're working on that. Okay. So, if you're trying to buy a specific bike, can keep an eye out. I am working on building some type of list that you would go on this website, our website, and say, this is the bike I want. Send me an email when you get it. I'm working on that. Not right there right now. I have a rule of thumb for salvage bikes. It should be half. It should be half of what the normal value for a salvage bike. That's my rule of thumb. Now, also, you don't have a hard time. You got to pay cash. But you should have no problem getting insurance on it. Should there be a big deal, a big label on it that says water? If it's flood, it should say flood. It should have a flood title. Is it possible to take a long trip on a CB1000? Absolutely. 1100? Yes, I think it is. I was actually cruising on the T100 today, and I was super comfortable on it. Thinking of trading in a Boulevard. I mean, that's not an even trade by any means. That Harley's worth more than the Boulevard. But yeah, it's definitely a big step up. 56K is nothing. What does Harley really have to do? Okay, Harley. All right, this is a big question. What does Harley really have to do to capture younger riders? First of all, Harley's in a tough situation. I think Harley makes great bikes. I think a lot of these younger guys will just change and end up just liking Harley-Davidson. That's just kind of how it is. They're more comfortable, different style of riding after you go from... I think that's going to happen. But I think Harley's chasing this generation that doesn't really want to buy bikes. They don't want to ride anything. They're a bunch of bums. They want to... How many people did you know when you were 16? I'm 32. How many people when you knew when you were 16 who turned 16 and was like, maybe I'll get my license or my permit one of these days? No, none of my friends were like that. We were all like the day I can get my permit, I'm getting it. The day I can get my license, I'm getting it, because I wanted that freedom. Somehow that's not there anymore. I don't know why. I don't know how these kids feel like they have freedom now. But I think what Harley needs to do is they need to do what they're doing, and they got to put out good quality different bikes, different segments, maybe even rebrand, maybe put a different name on them. I don't know. That might be a good idea. But they need to do some smaller bikes. It's got to be cheap. They got to be quality, and they got to compete with the other bikes. Can Harley do it? Absolutely. Can they do it and it be cheap? I don't know if they're willing to risk not making tons of money. The reason the other manufacturers are selling bikes so much cheaper is because they're not making any money on these bikes. They're making a couple $100 per bike. Harley-Davidson is still making big fat checks per every bike. And I think Harley, for that cheaper stuff, where they're competing with everyone else, they got to do something pretty cool and unique. And I think they have the possibility. That classic style is coming back, and I think Harley can do it. And I'm excited to see him. I don't think Harley's ever going to do an inline 4. I think a nice step for Harley would be like an inline twin or a parallel twin, or something. Right, the Baja 100 would be good. I have had a couple Blackbirds. Would you love to see a review? If your opinion, I love the Blackbird. I've had a red one and a blue one and a silver one and a black one. I've had most of the colors of the Blackbird. That's the thing. That 883. It's got to be the 883 Sportster needs to be more like. This is my opinion. It needs to be more like the Triumph Bonneville. It needs to be a little more, but not like the Bonneville style. It's more old school looking, like the 48. People love that 48. You know what I mean? I want to buy a bike from you when I turn awesome. Twin cam or M8. I think Harley keeps on getting better, so I'd say the M8. But the twin cam's a great motor. Is Harley still overpriced for most entry riders? I think what they need to do is... Right, Harleys are expensive. Because they are not cheap. Sean, what's the honest opinion about the V-Star 950? What do you think about the Yamaha's discontinuance? You guys know more about stuff than I do. You guys, I didn't know they were discontinuing their cruiser bikes. That's new to me. I know that they've been having a lot of problems selling what they call big iron. So the bikes that we all love. In the used market, I love them. The Raider and the Raider and the Royal and the Roadstar and all these awesome big bikes that I think were really great. They were having a hard time selling them. And so that does not surprise me. But I think the V-Star 950 is a great bike. I think it's a step up from the V-Star 1100. I would rather drive a 950 than a 1100 any day of the week. And I think they're great bikes for big guys too. Harley needs to make it hard to get new bikes again. All the supply and demand. That's an interesting point. What happens to the intern chick? We don't talk about her anymore, but no one really knows, actually. I seen someone answer in chat. You must have missed. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be a jerk. Oh, what happened? What? Not sure what happened. Kawasaki Drifter Retro was sued by Indian. Was it the Drifter? Or Kawasaki actually made an Indian replica bike? I saw it the other day. I was like, oh, that's an Indian. Then I was like, oh, it's a Kawasaki. And I'm like, what? Who would make a Kawasaki look like an Indian? And I looked it up, and it was actually a Kawasaki to look like Indian. It was a Drifter. I don't know, but that's what you're talking about, but it probably is. What is the high-vis jacket you wear in some of your videos? I really dig the look, and it's like, okay, I can tell you about that. The high-vis jacket. I've had 4 highlights until 5. The high-vis jacket I wear is a Built. That is from our boys over at Cycle Gear, and it's dirt cheap. Just over $100, I think. VTX or V-Star 1300. Ooh, that's a tough one. They both have good things about them. The V-Star is fuel injected. The VTX is not. Both bikes, same price. The VTX is, one bike's gonna be way newer, one bike's gonna be older. I don't know. You can't go wrong with either one. I'll tell you that right now. V-Ride motor on a Buell Lightning frame. That'd be sick. 2%ers like the milk. What's the setup from the Vulcan 900 Indian Scout? I wish Victor didn't die. What's the step up from the Vulcan 900 Indian Scout? All right, you're riding a Vulcan 900. Get whatever bike you want. You don't have to like you don't have to like Rebel and then 500 and then 750. You know, you don't have to like do this little like steps. Get a bike, and you have a decently sized bike. You have a Vulcan 900. Get whatever bike you want. I couldn't care less. I'm not saying that as like being like a jerk. I'm saying like you can get whatever bike you want now. You know what I mean? You're riding a fairly substantial bike. You go get a Valkyrie. Go get an Ultra Classic. Go get anything. You're good. What kind of automatic bikes? Okay. I'll answer that one. And if I'm missing your question, I'm sorry. Also, when it comes to automatic bikes, there used to be a company that made like a cruiser automatic. I forget what it was called, but they were ugly and they were stupid and I hated them. I never actually had one, but I didn't like them. Honda is coming out with some awesome automatic bikes. The African Twin is automatic. The NC700X or NC700 whatever is automatic. The Goldwing is automatic. The VFR 1200 from like 08 and up is automatic. So if you want to go with automatic, Honda has the automatic bikes and they are awesome. It's a DCT. I love them. They feel great and they're tons of fun to ride. And apparently they're not that much more. Old Honda-matic. You think the Softail Sport Glide is next, buddy? You think the Softail Sport Glide is the next FXR? I don't know what that means. From Suzuki to a Roadmaster, nice. Here in Germany, choppers are in. What's in the U.S.? There are many manufacturers that don't have cruisers in the lineup. Are the Jap chopper dead? Jap chopper's not. I don't even consider them chopper compared to what the other choppers are. Favorite long distance bike? I'm really liking my Road King right now. Maybe favorite long distance bike would be like a the K bike. Goldwing. You got Goldwings are. I do love Goldwings. Either a Goldwing or a K1600, or maybe a GS. Best bike for short women. A short bike. If you've been riding, you know, for the Harley stuff, you have the Lowrider, you have the FLS Slim, you know, the Boulevard for Suzuki's pretty short. The Honda Shadows are pretty short. The little 750s are pretty short. The Vulcan 650S is pretty short. I would just go throw a leg over a couple bikes. Softail, this guy's saying Softail still pretty low. Don't judge your bike by how your feet stand. If you're even like if you're tippy toeing, who cares? Most dirt bike riders are short. They can't touch the ground. No one cares. Looking to purchase my first bike in the next month. Thinking of a Sportster. I know you're not a huge fan, but I'm hoping to get it good. I'm not saying I'm not a huge fan of Sportsters. I think Sportsters are great. If you want a Sportster, get a Sportster. Can you get a more substantial bike for less money? Absolutely. But if you want a Sportster, get a Sportster. And I would say go with a 1200. Unless just the price was way better for an 883. I don't think there's a huge difference between the 1200 and 883. Not as much as you would think. Very upset about the discontinue of the Kawasaki Vaquero. I wonder if they have something else in mind. apparently there a lot of the imports are discontinuing bikes, which is funny. Oh, the DRZ 400 is awesome. You ever use Seat Concepts? I've never used one. I like the Vaquero, but it was their big iron, and that doesn't sell well for those guys. I don't know. It all depends on the dealership. Those guys are crazy. They're always. It all depends on whether they can sell to. They think they can sell to someone else. Everyone should ride a Sportster once. Would you say the 2016 HD Breakout be fine for a 2-up long distance ride with saddlebags? If you're comfortable on it, then yeah. Any updates on the riding gloves? Yeah, a couple things. I'm working on getting prototypes back. It should be soon. And then we're actually thinking about doing a Kickstarter project to help fund that thing. What do you guys think about that? We do a Kickstarter, help fund it, help get you guys a little more involved. That's kind of an idea, but we're super pumped about the gloves. It is taking longer than what I thought. Nice hat. I got this hat in Texas at the airport. I do remember the Honda Hurricane. I want a Yamaha V-Star or a Honda Shadow, which is better. Depends. I mean, Shadow, what size? 1100. The Shadow is going to be more power. Where's the pup? Peep right there. I'd figure I'd give you a couple bucks. Cool. Harley-Davidson came out with a new motorcycle called Softail Super Glide. Looks like the Harley Lowrider and the FXR. Are we thinking about the same bike? The bike I was thinking of had like a crazy back tail. It looked pretty wild looking. Gardening gloves. Looking for some gloves. You will have fingerless leather gloves. No, I will never wear fingerless leather gloves. They give very little value. People cutting their fingers off. I like that. I like that big chunk of leather keeping my finger on in case something crazy happens. Best part of How Many Beers video, all the Coors Lights. Nice. What are the gloves about? Did I miss it? Okay, the gloves are about, we are working with a designer right now to get 2 different types of gloves made. One's more of like a cruiser cafe, you know what I mean? Just classy leather glove, like a brown, dark brown leather glove. It's gonna be really, classy, dark brown, awesome, comfortable, all year riding type of glove. The other one's gonna be more of a tactical, and I think both of these gloves are gonna have Kevlar. At least the one is, if not both, are gonna have Kevlar lined inside the palm because Kevlar just crushes it. I've seen too many gloves get torn up. Another cool thing about the gloves is we're gonna do a 10-year or 5-year, something like that, wreck warranty. So if you wreck your bike, send us your gloves. We're going to give you a new pair. That's what we're talking about. I'm super pumped about it. What do you guys think? Are you going to continue giving bikes away for those that qualify? Yes. What rain gear do you like? Why do you like it? Whatever's light. Don't get the plastic stuff. There's no breathability in it, but I mean, whatever. Last time I did a big ride and I rode in the rain. I actually don't mind just riding in the rain. I'm just getting wet sounds fun. When you're doing a trip, you don't want to be wet for too long. What's the rain gear we have? It's a Frog Tog. I wear Frog Tog stuff is what I have. FCO7 for city and commute. It's nimble and easy to ride in traffic. Yes, that is true. Have you ever experienced a V-twin bike right up upon start up is only running on 1 cylinder? No, I have not. The automatic motorcycles you mentioned, DN01 automatic looks like a scooter. No, I didn't mention that one. I mentioned the it's NC 700. X, and there's a couple other models of the NC. Those are very new. I mentioned the VF, the VFR. That's a bad bike. It's a 1200. It comes with an F. That's an automatic. It's a bad bike. It's 170 horsepower. So mean. And I mentioned the Goldwing, and I mentioned the Honda African Twin. I didn't mention no scooter. Go back, watch the video. I didn't mention no scooter. Someone retracted a message. Who would win MMA fight? Ricky Ricardo versus, I don't know any of those people. If I die in a wreck, can my home get the replacement? If I die in a wreck, can my home get the replacement? I don't know. What else we got? Homie, Harley's version of a VMAX. I guess Harley's version of a VMAX would be a V-Rod. Are you going to Sandoval's ride? Are you going to Sandoval's to ride? Wasn't planning on it. Ever ride a Victory Octane? No, I have not, but I want to. Should I buy a R3? They're both the same, whatever one's your preference. Same class, or whatever one you like better. Awesome test drive videos, love the biblical verses. Let's start, keep up the good work. All from New York. Gun show, here we go, there's gun show again. Okay, 6'4". The V-Star 1300 is much better than the V-Star 1100. The V-Star 950 is bigger. I meant bigger. The V-Star 950 is bigger than the 1100. So get either one of those over the 1100. Why do people say sports are girls' bike? I don't get it. We need a scapegoat. Harley-Davidson needs a scapegoat, and we gotta just like push jokes too. And it is the cheapest one. It's like how Honda guys make fun of the Rebel. You always make fun of the cheapest one. That's just kind of how it is. Yo, is this the same question? Who keeps on asking this question? Which is better, Yamaha, V-Star, or Honda? I don't know. They're both, I don't know. Better in what aspect? Any recommendations on quality cup holders for a Harley? Yes. I actually did a video. It was like an aviation cup holder that came off a ram mount, and it moved around like this, and I was like riding wheelies and stuff, and it was still held in there. How about Motus, high price? Yes. Oh, thanks, love your videos. Awesome. Which full synthetic engine oil is best for sport bikes? You know what I would run? You know what I run in my bikes? I run Rotella. I will run Rotella T6 in my sport bikes. If I could afford a new software, I would get a Sport Glide. Which would be better for a beginner bike? For a beginner. And then they say nothing else. Is Cycle Cruiser real? I guess so. I don't know. Your thoughts on self-balancing Honda? It's pretty wild. I did see that video. I've sold a bunch of Groms. The self-balancing Honda was pretty wild. It was pretty cool. I love how Honda's coming out with new stuff. I'm not sure what the point of it is, but it is pretty cool. I'm not going to Sturgis. Don't know when Sturgis is. When is Sturgis? Someone tell me when Sturgis is. I have no idea when it is. I kind of look at Sturgis and I'm like, that's probably not the best place for a young married Christian man to be hanging around. Hello, Srkcycles. I'm going to ask if the Honda MTX 125 is a reliable bike for long distance. There's a small bike. I don't even know what that is. That's MTX. Is that the Grom? Yes, 6'5", beginner bike. The V-Star 650 is going to be the biggest, smallest beginner bike you can get. First time I've caught you. I love the channel. Any words of wisdom in particular? Hello from Phoenix. Let me see what we got. I'm drawing a blank here, guys. Nothing in particular. Oh, I'll tell you this. Yes, VFR 1200F, great bike. We've not shipped to Canada. You can drive down here and ship it. It's a big deal to ship to Canada. I could ship to anywhere else easier than Canada. Jesus hung out in the bars. If I remember right, he hung out around those needed him most. That's true. Jesus did hang out in the bars. But did Jesus hang out in strip joints? I don't know. I'm not saying Sturgis is the devil or you're bad to go there. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right place for me. The Buell XB. Here's the problem with all the Buells. Anyone's opinion on the Buells are going to be a little funny because they're like 15 years old. They're crazy old. It's like, hey, what's your opinion on a 10-year-old bike? I like the Buells. I like where they were going with it. Christian popularization at Sturgis is huge. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. I know, like, the Christian Riding Club goes there and stuff like that. That's great. I think it's great. I think you need that presence. I respect those guys. The MSF course, it probably does, but in Pennsylvania it's actually free. Although we're actually working on doing our own like online MSF course that just it's not the whole thing, but it'll get you really close and it'd be a lot cheaper and you can do it at home. No parts available for Buells, that's why they're cheap. Sorry if I was already asked, but what's the word on the gloves? Okay. Word on the gloves is I should be getting the first prototype back, and then that's gonna get tweaked, and then that's gonna go back and forth a couple times, and then we're gonna make a bunch. We're thinking about even launching a Kickstarter campaign to help us launch the gloves. If we do, you guys will be the first to know, and we'll get to help be a part of it. The gloves are not gonna be cheap. They're gonna be there are a couple of different things. One, they're getting made in America. It was the hardest thing to find a glove company made in America. Two, they're getting lined with Kevlar. They're probably gonna be sitting around like $100. They're gonna be in the three figures. They're gonna be like $100 range. They're not gonna be cheap. I mean, most of us have spent more on that on gloves. If you want cheap gloves, go buy cheap gloves. That's awesome. These are gonna be quality. It's gotta be a quality product. I'm gonna put my name behind it, and I want something that I'm gonna wear all the time. We're working on that. I want some type of picture of the glove before we actually take orders, just because I feel like I don't want to sell anything I haven't seen yet or shown anybody. And we might do a Kickstarter campaign. So if you guys want to help be a part of this, we might do a Kickstarter campaign, and that would kind of lock you in. Like, okay, if you donate this much, which would be the price of the glove, then you get a set of gloves. So ETA is around beginning of next season. I'm hoping it's winter time. It's probably gonna be winter time. I'm hoping winter time. It should definitely be the next season. Have you ever been to a MotoGP race? No, I've not. It sounds awesome. Have you ever ridden or sold a Sportster XR 1200? I have. Hold on. My daughter's calling me. Hold on, guys. Yes, darling. I'm back. Ooh, smoked Gouda? I never had smoked Gouda. I like cheese though. I'm a big fan of Monster cheese. It's heel toe shifting, easy to learn. It's not even a thing to learn. It's just, yes, it's the easiest thing ever. Instead of pushing up, you just push it. You just drop. You drop down your heel or you drop down your toe. Super easy. Yeah, vegans are pretty close to being evil. $600 to ship to Seattle. Yeah, I can do that. I love maybe some Monster cheese. Favorite bikes under $5. A lot of sport bikes are under $5. You could probably get a VTX 1800 for under $5. Thoughts on more live feeds. These boots are killing me. How can I contact you? Website. The website is the best way to contact us. My thoughts on live feeds. Tell me what your thoughts are on live feeds. I like going live. I think this is a great time to do it. The wife went someplace, kids are upstairs, not sleeping like they're supposed to. All right, right now, the only thing I want to hear is what your thoughts on live feeds are. Z1000, good for a beginner bike? Not really. Love live feeds. You should have a verse for every chat. I should be more prepared for this. Would love to meet up for a ride. What do you say, South Texas? Hold on, South New Jersey. We're talking about it's in like kind of talking about doing a ride. It's cool if you can catch them. It's fun. Can Tom Cruise fly? He cannot. Sean, what's up, dude? What's up, Matt? Maybe weekly or at least every few weeks. I want to go. I want to be going live more often, at least once a week. Would be cool if there was an announcement or a set time. That would be a good idea. That is a great idea, because then I could say, yo, we're going live at this night. I guess the problem is, man, that would be a good idea. All right. Is this, what's up from Kentucky? So would this be the best time for people to go live? Like, is right now the best time for people to go live? Because it seems like I get the most viewers right now. Man, that would be a great idea. All right, I'm going to tell you, I really like that one. If I start telling people, 9:59 local, at the same time we are. So you're like an hour ahead of us. How's that possible? I don't think a Z900 is a great beginner bike. I got friends in Mount Joy. We all got friends in Mount Joy. Watch it from New York. Nothing happens on a Tuesday. Live action is cool for sure. After kids, bedtime is best for me. Are your kids in bed yet? I just put my kids to bed. That's kind of why I did this. 7:59 here in MS. About an hour behind. Hour ahead. I'm in the future. Is getting a leader bike really suicidal for a novice? If you're a brand new rider, if you've never ridden anything, it's just not smart. Once you get past that week, 2 weeks, whatever, you know what I mean? You could absolutely get a leader bike and being a brand new rider and take it easy and not drop it or not wreck it or not hurt yourself. They are extremely twitchy. This is what I see from new riders all the time, and new riders on slow bikes. It's way too much throttle all the time. And on leader bikes, they're so twitchy. You give too much throttle, I mean, stuff happens. Either that back tire starts to spin, that front tire. There's very little margin for error for a leader bike. And that's why, let's say you bought a leader bike for your first bike. Go to the MSF course, learn the mechanics, learn how to ride, and then jump on a leader bike. And I don't think it's wise. That's not a great idea. For a new rider, even a 600 Super Sport is like the fastest thing you could possibly imagine. A leader bike is a fast bike. Thoughts on Deluxe versus Road King? Well, I'm a Road King guy. Deluxe is on the Softail platform. I think it's kind of like the girls' bike, but that's not true. I think they're great looking. I've liked the Road King. The Deluxes are great. They're super cool. I'm just joking. They're super cool looking. They're super fun to ride. They're going to be a little more nimble, a little more lighter than the Road King. I've just always liked my Road King. And it's hard to find Deluxes. You don't see that many Deluxes. Word to live by: be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God is with you. He will never leave you and will forsake you when times are tough. Amen, brother. Love my Indian. Your thoughts on Indian? I like Indian. I love your Indian too. I don't know what kind it is. I don't like the old Indians very much. What's the best dual sport / supermoto? I'm not a huge fan of KTMs. I know they're great, they're tons of fun, but they're very finely tuned. You gotta really keep them maintained. I think the best dual sport supermoto is the one that you make, and by using like a CRF 450R platform, which I actually want to do. I've not driven the Husqvarna 510, but when I build my really bad CRF 450 Supermoto, it's gonna be a bad bike, and you guys are all gonna be jealous. My wife likes the looks of the new Indian, but I feel like they're the same price as Harley. Not sure which one they. I like the Indians too. I would take a Scout over a Sportster any day. I think the Scout is way better than a Sportster. I think it's more fun. I think it's better looking. I think the Scout is what the Sportster should be like. I like Indian. Ooh, giveaway bike as a Roadstar. That's not a bad idea. Favorite personal bike? African Twin is awesome. Favorite personal bike changes all the time. There are some bikes out there that I've not ridden. I've owned them, but I've not had a chance to ride them yet. I really, really, really like the FC07. I just love that bike. I can have the most fun. Now, there's bikes that I would have more fun in different situations, but from the riding that I do, I have tons and tons and tons of fun on my FC07 that I sold to Asher. But I do love those BMW bikes. One of my favorite bikes is my Road King. Just got a new 2008 CVO Road King, 98,000 miles on it. It's a beast. I love it. But I also like that. I like that T120. There's so many cool bikes out there. It's really hard to nail me down. Yamaha reverse course and bring back I don't know. All those import bikes. I think this was Ask a While. Are you a cowboy or still horse? Yes. I am a cowboy. I was born in Texas, and I was just at Texas, and I bought this in Texas at the airport, like all cowboys do. Lindsay is gone. She's never coming back. I saw another question back there. What time is it? It's like 9 o'clock. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Ask the best possible question, and when I see that awesome question, I'm going to answer it. Bam. This guy could ride circles around y'all. All right, there's the question right there. Is there a bike you don't like? Yes. That chopper. I did not like that chopper. And I'm going to end it with this. So there are things, there might be bikes that I don't like, but I don't have good reasons for liking them. It's just not my preference. Now, I choose not to focus on that for a couple reasons. One, I'm trying to sell the bike. Two, there is good qualities for every bike. You know what I mean? Like, every bike was made for a certain type of person. So just because I don't want, just because I would, I'm never going to buy a Suzuki Bergman 650, does not mean I can't talk about the benefits of it and help find the guy who that bike is his ideal dream bike. And that's what I try to do. And it's, what does it benefit you just to be negative all the time? I could jump on every single bike and just spend my whole time bashing this bike. Why I hate this bike. Why I hate that bike. And I would get more views. Why I hate this bike. Why I hate that bike. And I could just bash the bikes. But ultimately, all these bikes, there's something good about all these bikes. Except for that chopper. It was horrible. And there's a person for all these bikes. And they, you know, they had a purpose. And every bike has good and negative things. So I focus on the positive, and I try to do my best to say, you know, stuff like, if you're looking for this, then this will not fit that. So I hope that answers the question. Motorcycles are cool. Yeah. For each his own, exactly. So I'm not trying to, and then but we all love to joke around and make fun of the Sportsters. That's just fun. We need a scapegoat. We need someone that we can do that with. The scooters are the same way. Let's all make fun of guys with scooters. I spent tons of time on scooters. They're tons of fun. I am actually currently looking for a Gorelli moped. I love mopeds. But some other guy would be like, oh, mopeds are super dumb because they're super slow. It's just like, you know, you watch these guys who are riding super fast bikes, and they all make fun of anyone who riding less than what they're riding. Oh, that bike's super slow. Hey, the guy who's just learning how to ride that bike, it's not super slow. You know? And I actually care about you guys, and I don't want to find out that, oh, Sean, you told me to buy a, you said a 600 Super Sport's too slow, so I bought an S1000 RR for my first bike, and then I got paralyzed. You know, honestly, I think 600, personally, all right? Personally, I think 600 Super Sports are slow. They're not fast for me anymore. But when it comes to the track, and when I'm riding my bike as fast as I can, dragging knee, it feels fast again. But on a straight line, they don't. But it doesn't mean that I don't remember what it's like to be a new rider jumping on something like that. Or even any, I mean, most of the time, a 600 Super Sport is the fastest bike in my whole shop. But just like anything, you get desensitized to speed. So I'm just trying to do the best I can. I had someone talking trash, calling my MT-07 a grub. That's so stupid. And people just don't know. I mean, the FC-07 is literally one of the most fun. If you know the guy and he actually knows how to ride, just say, hey, throw him the keys. He'd come back with the biggest smile on his face and be like, holy cow, first of all, this is $6,000. This bike is $6,500. You know what I mean? Because the FC-07 is the greatest value in motorcycle that there ever was. What was that question? Yeah, DRZ 400 for a beginner? Yeah, great. Get it. I rode dirt bikes growing up. Knowing how to ride makes a difference. Preach the truth. Some bikes are too much for noobs. Right, and I'm not trying to like say, you know, look down upon them because they're new riders. I'm trying to be realistic, and I want them to live. I learned on a, well, I rode moped before, which is awesome. I had a moped since I was 16, but then the first bike I actually had was a V45 Magna. If I drove that bike right now, I'd bet this bike is super slow. When I had that bike, I thought it was the fastest thing in the galaxy, and I loved it, and it was tons of fun. With the same time I had that, and then I bought a 750 Virago. I knew it wasn't that fast, but it was fun. And my buddy had a 600 CBR, and I test drove that, and that was the fastest. That was the world's fastest. I was like racing bullets, world's fastest thing in my life. And it was so fast that when I'm getting on it, just tunnel vision. I couldn't actually comprehend how fast things were going. And I love that feeling. It was so amazing. Now I ride bikes that are way faster than that, and I ride them on one wheel. And it's not that big of a deal, but I am not going to forget. See, all it does is put me above other people and say, oh yeah, this bike's not fast. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to say, guys, you new riders, this bike is crazy fast. And as a new rider, you know, don't be focusing on fast. Be focusing on learning how to ride. As a new rider, no one cares how fast you are. It's super easy to watch this. Watch how easy this is. Nobody's impressed, all right? No one's impressed if you can turn the throttle and go fast on the highway. You should be focused. It's like we're in the gym. Your job is not, don't go in the gym thinking you're gonna start pumping up huge weight. Learn the form, learn how to do it. Learn proper form, learn technique, become a good lifter, become a good motorcycle rider. Right, work on your technique. Learn how to turn, learn how to brake, learn how to ride, learn how to be safe. Then you can learn how to go fast. Anyone can go fast. That's stupid easy. Can you go fast on a turn? All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll see you guys later. I got a really good video that I made yesterday. I made the video yesterday. It's getting uploaded. It's on scheduled for 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'm pumped. I want you guys to see it. And we'll see you guys later.